Hello, everyone. Hey, Anne. Oops. How are you doing? Okay. I don't know if my voice was coming through, but it's all fixed now. Sorry to hear that. Hmm. You're gonna be missing White a lot. I did say this is a very emotional or a heart chapter, so you should expect that you won't see much of White. You will hear about White, hopefully. Yep. I hope he makes up for those who don't, who are waiting for White. Because it's gonna be a while. But still, we have 3 dates, so maybe until we reach the third date. And Irina. Hey, Six. Hey, Andy. Uh, how about I try Where's Noise? I guess this is better. Copy. No, wait. So what did I do? Wait. Noise at 20 density. Okay. Noise. Where is noise? At 20. Imagine a whole chapter of noir. There is a chapter I wrote while I was working on volume 9. The same chapter I keep talking about. It's very noir, heavy on noir and throw your guesses. And who? Noir and... It'll be interesting, but nah. You really don't like the man. Twenty is too much. 10. Danny, that's interesting. Noir and Dildar again. And the award goes to Andy. Though second place comes N. Because, yeah, Dan has an appearance in it. For those who weren't around when I told the story about this chapter I worked with while I worked on while I was working on volume 9. So let me remember. I think it was like I finished chapter 65 or 66, I don't know. And I started working on this chapter. Like I wrote it, I got excited, I started drawing it, I storyboarded it, I started lining it, I sketched it, and then I started lining it, and then I thought, wait, this doesn't work with this book's outline. This book's outline should lead to the conclusion of the whole black and tie situation. So I have a chapter that is written, sketched, half-lined, that I just thought of at the wrong time. So this is the chapter. Let's go to that. Noise 10. Now. Question. What makes half a chapter? For those who read manga a lot, what do you think makes a half a chapter? Or what do you expect from a half chapter? Yes, that's a better question. When you see there's a chapter and then half a chapter, wait. No, when you see chapter 25 and then chapter 25 and a half. Or chapter 69 and then chapter 69.7. Something that's happening alongside the main storyline, same time, but different point of view. I see. Hey, Blue. Something that's happening. Oh, yeah. I just read your message, but didn't know that it was Blue. Because on my screen, just like as you see on the chat, all names are in blue, so I can't tell who is who. I'm just rhyming here. I mean, Lana didn't ask this question, Irina. And she was a fiance, not just a fake date. So chill. Continuation of the chapter? Cool. Merge selected layer, copy. I see. Big fan of half chapters here. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, on terms of page length, because I planned a half a chapter in the middle of this book, and I thought it's something, but when I wrote it, it turned out to be such a big thing. Like, I feel, oh, this should be upgraded, but still, its concept is half a chapter, even though it turned out to be 16 pages, I guess. And content-wise, it's hopefully you're gonna like it. I don't know, there's just something out of common and I like them. I like doing them when needed. I even like numbering them because I don't always, like, especially for this chapter that I'm working on, I think like it's a half a chapter, but I'm not gonna use 0.5 because I don't like the number 5. It's too good to have a 5 in it. I'm kind of strange like that.
I still have tattoos in heaven. Hope I still remember when I got them. 'Cause these are scars I gave myself to remind me when I walked through hell for you.
This is boy, precious boy.
I hope I still have memories of my father, of who he was and who I always thought of. When he told me how to be a man, he was doing the best with what he had to lose. And if there's fire after this, no, I don't care. But I'll sure miss every tear, every kiss I shared with you.
Chapter 25 and a half. It has 2 5s, which I hate, and has a 2. Yet, it's my favorite chapter, honestly. Every time like somebody asks me what's your favorite chapter, I can say 56, I can say, but still, I don't know. Chapter 25 and a half, to me, it means a lot of things. It's like I broke off something when I drew it, and thought of it, and executed it.
If we can't, then what's it all
So Irina saying, I asked... Wait, I need to skip this song. Sorry for anybody enjoying it. It's just I'm not in the mood to hear... I'm not working. I'm working with... Like, I'm talking and I'm working with text, so I can't hear text. Words. Irina is saying, I asked you and you instantly said yes. Who would do that? It's like... That's the most black thing ever. He's so easily sold on things, persuaded into doing things, believing things. Like, he has so little that he... Like, he believes in a lot of things, but I mean, he always would see others as more knowing and stronger and all that. So, Irina, that's black. This is so much Irina. Like, forget the hair, forget everything. I don't know, it felt when I drew this, it's just an Irina face. This music. Ooh. I love when panels just do things on their own. The tree worked on its own. I'm gonna just... I want thoughtful and composed brighter white. I want thoughtful and composed brighter white back after this update. I was writing a chapter where White is writing. He's being a writer. And it's... speaking of... Does anybody here has a copy of Dune, the book? Because I didn't read it. I know nothing about it, but I heard a quote once that I want to include somewhere. And I want the page that appears in. I want a photo of the page. So, if you have the book and willing to spoil yourself the quote that I'm using, send me a DM somewhere. The view here is so good, thank you. سيسي ما في محل حبيبتي. طيب. I was so emotional with the music, and then Sia, my cat, destroyed the mood for me. Dune. D-U-N-E. Oops. Oop, no. Copy and paste. There's a quote in book 1 that I want. In page 343 something. I'll look it up. No, not 340 something. It could be 300 or 400, I don't know. But I remember that it was a shocking number. Dune. This is my problem with White. He reads stuff that I... Oops. Did the update have the text like this? That's right. I'll ask on Discord. Somebody has the book. The text. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for checking, Blue, and then. I'll ask my friend if they have the book. And if you're okay with, of course, if you're okay with spoiling yourself the quote. If you don't want spoiler, you can like if you can ask your friend to contact me, and I'll ask them for the page and the quote. It's not like a spoiler actually, but like some people want the full experience. They don't want to be spoiled anything, and I totally get that. So if that's you, and your friend happens to have it. Then you can ask her to contact me. Thank you. This panel was just like the flow of things, the flow of the conversation. But I also, like, when I finished it and I started lining it, I was happy that I included this thought process from from Black about White, because for those who missed the idea of how much of a daredevil White can be, or how he was as a kid and as a teenager. Because you can easily forget that or not pick up on it. with how passive and uneventful he is right now as an adult. You really want to know the quote now, but you have to wait. It's nothing we haven't talked about before. And honestly, I was worried about like I looked up and researched the idea of can I use a quote from another book in my book? And some people actually say no, but since I'm nobody, I'm gonna go ahead and use it. If I don't know, I don't see how it could be a problem. I just looked it up. Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't even know it's from Dune. I heard someone saying one line in a YouTube video about the mind and feelings. So I picked up on this line and I'm like, woo, cool. Oh no, wait, it wasn't a video about the mind and feelings. It was a video about Echoes of the Eye, the DLC for Outer Wilds. He mentioned a quote and I totally typed it out and forgot about it. And then I thought that it fits in the chapter that I'm working on. So I looked it up. Oh, who said it? Frank something. I think Frank. So I'm like, cool. Who's this guy? And then I realized the quote is actually from a book. The book is Dune. So YouTube is the inspiration for all things. Let me merge these. Copy. The DLC that I was watching the video for is actually kind of a horror game. So I was talking about the mind and fear. So you can imagine why I thought, oh, I need this quote in my story for White. You make me want it for myself because I can't. If you can't wait, you can just look up Dune quote, fear is. And go from there and wait to see where it fits in the Grey is universe. As I said, it's not much of a spoiler, honestly, so I don't mind even saying it. But yeah, I'm just being mindful of people who don't like to know anything. That is cool. I know, right? I just heard the first sentence from the whole quote. It's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 sentences, 7 sentences, but just the first, the fear is thing. I heard it in a YouTube video. I'm like, oh my god, I need it. Exactly, exactly my thoughts. It gets too hopeful for White, but the first part is, yeah, is what made me think of him. Not hopeful, but like he has his courage, he has his shonen spirit, but it's like not too hopeful, too soon is what I'm thinking, I guess. So, how many of you noticed White in this cup? Or let's say White's bangs and ear. Very simple ear. Then there is no reason to doubt anymore. I was generally like, okay, what's with the hair? It doesn't look like black. It reminds me of another panel, in fact, but I can't remember which. Um, Probably chapter 17. It could be chapter 17. There's another black remembering White, but only his hair. And chapter 42 as well, I guess. The coffee panel in chapter 73, yes. That was another one. I mean, he does say afterwards, I tend to forget people that mean the world to me. So I had to add White somewhere in his thoughts. Visually, because we all, like, imaginatively, we all understand that he's thinking of White. Subtextually or behind the lines. Merge, not merge, what's it called? Rasterize. So this, I hope it was clear that she's going all. Where are we going with this, hun? And touching hands is just because this person is passing. Irina should do cosplays and play role playing. Do role playing, I mean. She takes it too seriously. But Black, going all serious and holding hands. Oh, same. I love casual touching. I love drawing and writing, casual touching. I don't like casual touching. No. No, actually. I feel Black is very. Like, He touched any. He's very platonically touch starved and touch enjoyer, so he'd do it. I love this track. I love Haikyuu. I watched the movie today. Just a second, let me open the door for the cat. Alicia? I like watching it between friends, but not happening to me. Yeah, I was just thinking because, like, even if I happen to have some casual intimacy and casual touching, for a split second, I wouldn't mind it because it would make me think of like a scene or a setting or something. Like the other day, I was sitting. What was I doing? I don't know, I was sitting at the couch doing something. I had something in my hands, either writing or reading, I don't know. And my niece is here this week. So she was sitting next to me playing on her iPad. And then suddenly I noticed, like, I was so absorbed in whatever that I was doing, and she was as well. But when I like came back to planet Earth, I noticed that she was crossing her legs, and her leg was on top of my thigh. And I love these things. Just like when I feed my rabbit and he just comes and put his front paws on my thigh. I love this just like casually happening things. When I when I'm done appreciating the platonic casual intimacy, I just freak out. But yeah, I do notice it first and then freak out. Reminds me of you jumping away when Black tried to. I mean, come on. Who would want, like, you got Black and White hugging. Nobody should complain. And Black got to hug White, and White is chill about it, and yeah, I don't know why would I draw myself. I know it's a request. How was it this in here? Translation? It was so bad, man. Man, oh my god. You know what I hated? Like, I recorded 9 minutes talking about it, and I think I might add 1 minute of just talking with spoilers, because the whole 9 minutes I just talked in general. So I'm not gonna talk about the movie itself, but the experience. Let me rant about it, because so in front of me was this, when I was buying my ticket, in front of me was this dude with 3 kids. Clearly 2 girls they're like tweens, or yeah, I think they're preteens maybe, and they're very excited, and I was happy to see that. Clearly he and the 3rd child came just as a like company, because he's the adult that took them, and I can imagine they're 3 siblings, so they're not gonna leave the 3rd one. Jevi. But yeah, so they were in front of me at the buying tickets at the tickets queue, and they bought the seats that I was looking forward to having. So I got one next to them because it's like the last row. So that was something, because the child, like, how I guessed that the 3rd child was just coming along because he wasn't really engaged with the movie, and he kept eating popcorn and playing with the box and stuff like that. So he was bored out of his mind. But yeah, the movie subtitles. So we have Arabic and English at the same time. So we have 4 lines of dialogue. 4 lines of dialogue. Thankfully, they didn't eat the screen, but it was mentally exhausting, because the Arabic subtitles were really bad, man. The worst. And I wanted to read the English, but I had, like, if I want to look at the English, because they didn't want to eat the screen, they shifted way lower than usual. So the English is way at the bottom. So if I want to read the text, I can't see the visuals. It was a experience. I tried, like, how did I notice the Arabic translation? Because I tried, like, okay, we can read Arabic. I don't mind. But when Chibi in English is shorty, it's translated in Arabic shorty. When Kenma says you're full of surprises, and it's translated البقاء مليئة بالمفاجآت. What else? Like, there are a few lines that I'm like, you're destroying the story, dude. Even like they would. I think the English was the Arabic was translated from English, not from Japanese, because when Kageyama calls Hinata, he says "boke," right? I guess. So in English, they translated it to doofus, I guess. I guess because that's what I saw in Arabic, like doofus. Exactly, that's how they translate it. It's worse than Google Translated. That's exactly what I told my mother. She asked me, like, is it Arabic and English? I'm like, it's Arabic and English, and the Arabic is worse than Google Translate. That was quite the experience. And then when the movie ended, like the credits roll, so there's I didn't know, but I like to stay till the very end in any movie. Unless I'm very angry at the movie or I'm like rushed to go home, I don't care. But usually, if I go to the cinema, I'd like to stay. Like I chill. I don't fight to get out, even though there were only like 8 people or something. So I was sitting, and another girl stayed as well. Everyone left. So the guys that clean the theater came, and they kept standing and looking at us like, "Come on!" And turns out there's an after credit scene. I'm like, don't you even know that the movie has an after credit scene? So the experience was funny. The last time I went to the theaters was for that movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, the one that he got the Oscar for. I don't remember the year. Let's look it up because I'm really curious. When was the last time I went to the cinema? The Revenant, I think is the name. The Revenant. 2015. That was the last time I went. Oh my god. No, wait. I went to see Little Women. That was in 2020. Yes, January 2020 was the last time I went to the cinema. 4 years ago. Yeah. We're done with the update. Good. And the English, like the Arabic terms for volleyball was like even blockers. Wait, what was the translation for blockers? It was like a word that I'm pretty sure in the actual sport in Arabic you don't use this word. Hey Iris, welcome to the stream. Before it was yeah 2015 and then 2020. It was 2020. Yeah, I don't go to the cinema that much. It's been a while since. Yes. I'm happy to see you here. In general, I'm not a fan of movies. I don't feel like I get emotionally attached to movies. But I went for this one because I'm already attached to the story and the characters. I know them. But yeah, back to touching. This is Irina just being casual. Like she's casual with Black. She back in chapter 7 she pinched him on the face. Pinched his cheek. I mean, so she's really comfortable with him. And here, like, no, it's actually Black. Like he's not acting here. He's like, yeah, I need your attention. I need your full attention here. Were you there when Amir died? I so badly wanted to watch it, but I can't. So you didn't watch it? Oh, I so badly wanted to watch it as well. I don't think I was ever excited while driving like I was today, heading. Hey, Psycho. I hope you're having a good day yourself. I'm very tired. I'm happy that I finished the formatting quickly because I don't think I have the energy to stream for long today. I had some packages to take care of, and then I went out to the movies, and then the work at home. And tomorrow I have to go fight for Jevy's hay. It's stuck at customs, and like the customs of the airport, which was very far. And last time I went, I spent 4 hours there to release my package. What movie are you guys talking about? Haikyuu. I watched it today. I keep thinking, I keep thinking and mentioning and remember Kenma, but every time I watch Haikyuu, I remember how much I love Kuro. I haven't said because they didn't release any movies in my country. They never released any movies in my country, so I was really shocked when I saw that it was going to be released. And this is the first time I watched an anime movie in a movie theater. Thank you, I really hope so. For those who are here for the formatting or the art thing, I'm done. We can just chat a little bit. If you have stuff to chat about, or questions or stuff. Did you do formatting twice for the manga? Once in manga format? Yeah, I don't always do it well with the webtoon, but I try. And I really appreciate people noticing. So thank you for letting me know. Because I think of the manga as a book. I always do. And it's fun to imagine like the spreads and stuff like that. I went to a pet store to get a new puppy, but there weren't any. But a bunch of bunnies. I hope you find a good puppy to your liking. I just love Production IG's attention to sounds. That was the best part of watching the movie in theater. The squeaky sounds of the sneakers, the panting. It's just like with back when we were watching Run with the Wind. I love attention to audio. I was closely involved with printing department at my last job, and I now know the minor details that go into getting a book print. So yes, thank you so much for letting me know. There are a lot of work that happens behind the scenes that I don't like to share because I'll end up just ranting, to be honest. But I'm always touched when I feel seen in those areas. Honestly, Fire Force was really... Fire Force isn't something that is like to my liking, but I kind of liked what I read about it because it's the same author as Soul Eater, right? Fire Force. Who's the production? Were they also production IG? Anime licensed, produced by... What's the studio? David Production? Oh, this studio worked on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Of course it's gonna be good. I was not so attached to the story, but I loved the English dub. I just want to be... If I want to be famous, I want to be famous enough or rich enough. Famous or rich enough to be able to hire some of my favorite composers to create a soundtrack for Grey Is. So I would stop associating anime soundtrack to my story. I love soundtrack, man. It would be awesome. It would be awesome, to be honest. I think we're already spreading the greatest agenda. The greatest soundtrack would be very interesting. I mean... You know, I honestly fear the story being big more. Like, the other day I talked to this big bookshop in Jordan. Like, a bookshop chain. I think they have 2 or 3 branches in Jordan. I just talked to I don't know, someone that works there about putting my books there. And they agreed to see it. Like, they need to see the story first and check it for like the rating and all that, and what does it have. And so yeah, the idea that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I will go give him 9 books because he's gonna see all the books. And then after, like, I was so excited because I've been wanting to talk to this bookshop probably since I started printing. It is the bookshop in Jordan. So after I talked to them, I was like, yay, finally I did it. And then I spent the evening just worrying, like, maybe I don't want the story to spread. I don't want my work to spread everywhere. I'm such contradictory person when it comes to this topic. I recommend it to everyone. Oh my god, thank you. I let people know you have other works too. I really appreciate that. Like, I want to... I guess it's just I don't want to say this because when I say this, it feels like I'm downgrading everyone's comments because everyone says that the story helps them and makes them happy and stuff. But I kind of worry that, oh, what's the point of it reaching far and wide? I guess we all have our dark thoughts against us. Yeah, anxiety, and also I don't know. I think I don't feel comfortable about the idea of uh, being known in my country and in the region in general. I guess people in my country and people in the region would know why I would have these reservations. I love the supportive audience that I have from my country and the region. It's just the people that are not readers or are just gonna be passerbys or just observing from afar. Those are the people that concern me, let's say. I had my fair share of like I had my 15 minutes of fame, as they call it, uh, between 2014 and 2017, I guess, and it was awful, to be honest. Anyway, the updates has been, or the events in the updates has been, the events in the update have been slow, but it's gonna pick up. Also, people don't sometimes take the time to actually get to know a literary work, no matter what medium, and just literally judge it. Exactly, we see that on Twitter all the time. But at the same time, it's like when I was invited the other, like last year, I think I was invited into this event run by a Japanese association or a Japanese institute. And at the time, the guy that invited me, he's Jordanian from my country, and he told me like, I want you to come. Like they asked me who I know in the country that is in the art field, stuff like that, and he only thought of me. And I told him I don't like these things. I don't like to be around people. I don't know if I want to be in the public eye, stuff like that. And he's like, listen, if you don't show up and claim your place, somebody else who's less deserving is gonna claim yours. So he kind of gave me a push in a lot of things. Like ever since then, I started going against my or going out of my comfort zone to try and not claim. I don't think there's a place for me, to be honest, to claim it. Maybe trying to be the place, kind of like that. Slow updates are okay. You work at your own pace. Thank you. I really appreciate understanding people like you, and all of my readers, for the most part, are really that understanding, and I'm very blessed with that. One of the things that I don't like about getting more known and getting the work out there is the fear of losing this intimacy and coziness with the readers. I think you've been doing more interviews in the last couple of... Yeah, I kind of... I never liked saying no to any opportunity, but as I said, like there was a time when I felt like, no, I don't want to be seen at all. But now I'm like, yeah, why not? But yeah, people not knowing the literary work and judge it by its cover. I mean, I am blamed like everyone can be to a certain extent, can be that very surface level, like seeing something and hate it for no reason, stuff like that. I'm naturally like I lean towards hating more than liking in general. And especially when something is in your face all the time or like it gets too big. For me, like I feel again, I don't want to downplay anybody's opinion about my work, but I personally sometimes feel like it doesn't have what it takes to be a compelling mainstream, not mainstream, but like a compelling series to market for bigger audiences. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people won't see other than the faults that I personally see in it. But outside of my work, like my problem is it's okay to judge something by its cover, or hate something because everyone loves it, or hate something just because the art style doesn't fit you, or the topic isn't your liking. All that is fine. It's just getting into arguments and fights about it is what really is the bad thing, I guess. I hate a lot of things, but I don't go out of my way to talk badly about things, you know? Something similar I experienced recently and it reminded me of the manga Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun? Hanako-kun? What's that? Wait, let me see. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Oh, I saw this. I saw a lot of art of this here and there. It explored the theme of not wanting to leave a place because of the familiarity, even though you want to. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. It was, so will it, so is it done? Like, is it over? Okay, still airing. I see. I'm trying to remember where I like because when I typed the name, it showed me that I looked it up before. So I'm trying to remember what made me look it up because I didn't add it to my to read or like to check. Probably some cool fan art on Twitter. Okay. So let me just add this cute Irina and Black sitting. They're probably sitting on a pavement or side by side of the road. And so in November, I think this is chapter, you know, the special chapter, chapter 0, not special chapter, pilot chapter, which I redrew in clippings and colored it. The first chapter I've ever drawn. This is it. Because I always thought, like, when they moved from home, they were 18. So when White's birthday, 19th birthday, rolled around, what was the jump? And it was this. I don't watch something if I don't like the art, or read something if I don't like writing style. Took me 30 years ago to watch Mob Psycho. And then I loved it so much that, yeah, a lot of things I didn't approach because I didn't like the aesthetic in general. Like I wasn't gonna play Undertale because I didn't like the aesthetic and people gonna shoot me for that. I didn't want to play Outer Wilds because I don't like space. I don't like first person perspective. What else? There are a lot of things that I wasn't in, like I didn't want to approach, or like I didn't want to touch or like just look up the Nier series because of the fashion and all the fan service. But it always turns out to be good things that I was gonna miss out if I kept my very judgmental, shallow opinion. Next week, quickly for Irina's answer. Yep. As I was saying, like it's been slow, but it's gonna start. This whole date slash interrogation that Black is doing. But yeah, Mob Psycho is another one. I wasn't interested at all, but I think I watched 6 or 7 episodes. And I loved it, but I still have to go back to it. First point of view, no, I started reading Omniscient. I started reading ORV. Even though I have zero interest. I wasn't attracted, like I didn't like the art when I see it. I didn't like the setting, like it's totally not my genre. But I kind of decided to pick it up. Like both Final Fantasy 14 and ORV are two things that I never imagined, like two things that I always hear about and I thought I'll never experience or touch, but here I am, playing Final Fantasy 14 and reading ORV. The novel, I'm not reading the webtoon. Guess who hasn't watched That's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Hey, high five. That's me. That's totally me. It's too flashy. It's too stylized. It's too pretty. And no, it's not for me. Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a thing, and One Piece are two things that I'll never check, to be honest. If Irina gonna lie to Black and not tell him, I'm gonna I don't know, I'm gonna do something. It's gonna be really bad if Black is so serious about retrieving his memories and somebody is gonna lie to him. It may be slow, but for some reason it makes my week quiet after it was busy. I'm glad to hear that. Sometimes I feel guilty about updating only 2 pages. But also, like, when I look at it, like, I feel if the 2 pages have enough something, like, like information reveal or some cute flashback like last week's, or some good hook for the next update, I just like stop whenever I can, like the least amount of pages. The novel actually starts picking up once it gets to the point where it's at the webtoon, but I'd recommend reading the web novel instead, because the webtoon is changing a lot of the stuff for ORV. So I think now I'm 40% or 50% in the web novel. And I'm enjoying it. It's still not my vibe, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really surprised by the main character, by Dojka. I'm really surprised by his attitude towards the whole thing. Like, when you think about it, the one thing that is appealing to me for now, because I hate everything, to be honest. Like, not hate, but it's totally not my vibe, the whole thing. But I'm liking the writing a lot. Like, how easy it is to format everything and make it sense in novel format. And just written, like, without any visuals. But what I'm actually, like, what compelled me is, like, this idea of this one person is reading, like, he's the only reader for this story, and he probably loves the characters and, like, has this relationship with fictional characters. And I felt like this is the only story that could be relatable in terms of my feelings towards my characters. This is how I felt about it. Because at the end of the day, you always need something to hook you to a piece of work, something personal. So this is something I'm looking forward to. But at the same time, when you think about it, like, imagine your favorite series, your favorite fandom, your favorite story. You get to be in it, and you meet the main character. You probably, like, to me, I know nothing yet about how, like, who he likes, Dojka, and what his thoughts are. But if he finished, like, if he continued week after week reading this story, I don't know if it's you just update weekly, but I mean, he kept going when he was the only reader. I feel like he probably likes the protagonist. So when I think now, when because I'm past the like, the introduction happened, or not the introduction, the meeting happened between the main character and the protagonist, and I was very impressed by the main character's attitude towards the protagonist. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I was really shocked. Dude, this is very impressive. Like, it started with a personal reason that is compelling to me, but now I'm getting more engaged in the universe. It's very interesting. Even the other main character, the protagonist, is like, wait, really? This is the protagonist? This is his attitude? I like the updates like this. I'm glad to hear that. This is always comforting. I will feel less guilty. Honestly, I also prefer it because I've been binging chapter parts instead now, because I got good luck with work. I totally understand that. There is someone reading between the lines when it comes to RV, especially for Doshka. Makes my head spin, but I love it. I read someone explain. I read on Twitter, and I don't remember now the details, because I read things in passing, like, but they don't stick. So I read someone mentioning that the webtoon is intentionally changing things for a reason that I don't remember now. But it was very interesting. I wish I saved it for future if I continued with the series and I wanted to look into that theory. It was something like, I don't know. It can get messy really fast if you try to think about it too much. With the whole premise of the story, I mean. I was... Dokja. It's Dokja, not Dojka. Is it... Ugh. I'm sorry for anybody who cringed for me mispronouncing the name. Let's say Kim. But no, Kim is the last name, probably. Is the last name, yes. I always say ORV is made for readers' love of stories. Yeah. This is the exciting part. The epitome of love between a reader and a protagonist and a writer. Yeah, this is definitely the emotional side of it to me so far. I think YJ, because yeah, of course, let's use words like that. Surprised all of us too with the bridge scene. The bridge scene again. I was surprised, of course, with the protagonist, but what surprised me more was the main character of the series. His attitude shocked me. I wouldn't act like that with. I wouldn't act like that meeting the protagonist. The protagonist of the story I so much love. Yes, it's because a lot of actions between are seen and considered romantic, but when you read the whole thing, you can easily tell it's not that. So they're changing stuff so they don't get backlash at all. Oh, really? Yeah, I bet. Oh, well, now I don't know. Kind of like how people mistake black and white for a couple a lot of times. Yeah. Yeah, I totally see that. But it comes to a point where a reader should see the I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's a very up to the person topic, I guess. Hope you have fun reading the rest. Thank you. I hope so too. Tomorrow I'll take my Kindle when I go to that to the customs to release the package. So if I stayed 4 hours, maybe I'll finish the book staying there, waiting there. It's just the fight stuff and the monsters. I can't pronounce the name of the creature. It's just it keeps pulling me off. But other than like I have to keep remembering the names. This is the only reason I look up the characters' looks from the webtoon, just because I want to remember who is who. Because it's strange when you get into new names from new languages, I guess, or cultures. But when I say it's a love story between a writer, a reader, and the protagonist, it's literally just how any one of us would love the writer of our fave series and the protagonist of our fave scene, and the writer would love the readers and the protagonist be grateful. Yeah. I mean, shipping is gonna happen because when I think about this is my go-to example when I think about like shipping is gonna happen with Roxas and Sora, for example, from Kingdom Hearts series. Like logically, it doesn't work, but yeah, it's gonna work. I don't like to hear anything on my phone. I have a problem, off topic, but I have a problem now. Instagram, I used to, like, when you open a reel, I never, everything is mute on my Instagram. Even reels, if you send me, like, if one of my friends or family send me a reel that has, like, somebody is talking, but there is no captions, I wouldn't watch it, because I almost never have the audio on for reels. So I was, like, cruising, I was scrolling the Instagram, happy that if I open a reel and I click on the reel, it mutes, but it continues. Like, the reel continues playing. I don't know what happened. There wasn't an update or anything, but suddenly I can't mute it. If I tap the reel, it pauses or plays. But the audio is still there. I can't mute the audio, and I hate that. I'd love that stream in the future. Just hope that I have a lot of feelings about it. If I don't have feelings, I'm not gonna talk about it. That's always the trick. If like just today, once I got back from the movie theater, I just opened up Audacity and recorded 9 minutes of me talking about the movie because I had a lot of feelings. If spoilers make you give stuff up, then don't look into it. But personally, when I lose interest in ORV in the mid, I found some spoilers and it got me back into reading it. I don't know. I don't know my stance on spoilers because I've never been spoiled, because I don't hang around fandoms and people talking about stuff. But I totally understand the idea of losing interest in something and then getting into it again just by seeing something. I'm trying to remember, like, what. It used to happen to me, I guess, with Hunter. I guess with Hunter x Hunter, I dropped it when the Chimera Ant arc started. But then I saw something. I saw that scene with Killua and the needle, and I just like, oh my god! And I went to read it. So yeah, I totally understand that. Even myself, like, I always think of spoilers when it comes to my work, and I never shared anything because I was afraid of spoiling to others. But then I'm like, screw it. This year I started, like, posting anything and everything from the recent updates or big scenes. And I do see people getting interested in the story, like, oh my god, what's this? I surf IG on mute. I never know any trending. Same. Now I have to manually mute my phone media. Yeah, that really sucks that happened. For me, I don't even mute my phone. I'm not gonna check any reel. I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, even though I see many people talking about Hunter x Hunter is my favorite story for so long. But I can't say it's 100% my favorite because I needed to finish to have a complete picture. But yeah, it's when you ask me favorite manga, I'll say Hunter x Hunter probably. Let's close the stream. I hate to keep you all when I'm doing nothing, but it's been fun chatting, so thank you. Yeah, I do talk about Hunter a lot. I have a long day tomorrow, so I'll end the stream. Thanks again and again for being here when I reformat, because I hate reformatting. And I hope to see you next week. It was lovely seeing you again, Iris. Thanks a lot for the comments you leave on Webtoon. Hope you all have a great day, time, night, evening. See you next week. Bye.